All right, today we are going to demystify one of the most powerful tools out there for building the modern web, Next.js 16, and we're starting from absolute zero. So if you've ever been curious about how today's websites are actually built, you are in exactly the right place.
Have you ever landed on a website that's just so slick, so fast, and so interactive, and just wondered, how in the world does that actually work? What are all the little pieces under the hood that make it tick? Well, we are about to pull back that curtain and show you exactly how it's done.
So, to understand where we're going with all this, we first need to get a handle on the fundamentals. And what's kind of wild is that every single website, I don't care how big or complex, is built on just three core building blocks.
And here they are. First, you've got HTML. Think of it like the skeleton. It gives the website its structure, its bones. Then you have CSS. That's like the skin and the clothes. It handles all the styling, the colors, the layout, making everything look good. And finally, there's JavaScript. That provides the behavior. It's the muscles that make the site interactive and dynamic. For a long, long time, as websites got more interactive, that JavaScript part got incredibly messy and just really hard to manage. That is where React comes in. It's this library that came out of Meta, and it completely changed the game for how we build user interfaces.
This nails the difference perfectly. The old way of building a site was like trying to construct a house one painful brick at a time. React changed everything by letting us build with these pre-made, reusable components, basically like Lego blocks. You can build a button one time, and then you can reuse that exact same button literally everywhere. It's a huge leap in efficiency.
So how does React pull this off? Well, it uses a special syntax called JSX. And as you can see, it looks almost exactly like HTML, but here's the crazy part. You're actually writing it inside your JavaScript file. This is what makes creating those Lego-like components feel so natural and intuitive for developers.
But here's the thing. React is just one piece of the puzzle. A very, very powerful piece, but still just one. It handles what the user sees, but a real application needs way more. It needs a server, routing between pages, and so much more. This is where Next.js enters the picture. It takes that powerful engine and turns it into a complete vehicle.
And this is the perfect analogy. If React is the powerful engine, Next.js is the entire car. It gives you the wheels, the steering, the chassis, the whole shebang, everything you need to take that engine and actually get somewhere. It's a complete production-ready framework.
Just like the team at Vercel puts it, Next.js is the framework that gives you all of these things right out of the box. It bundles React with a server, with routing, with performance optimizations, literally everything you need to build and launch a professional website, all in one neat package. Okay, so that's Next.js in a nutshell. But what's the big deal with the latest version, Next.js 16? Well, it introduces some major new superpowers that are fundamentally changing how we build for the web. First, just a little context. Next.js 16 was released in late 2025, and you'll need a modern version of Node.js to run it. This really sets the stage for all the powerful new features that come built right in. And here it is, the single most important change in Next.js 16. By default, every single component you write is now a server component. Now, I know that might sound technical, but the next slide makes it incredibly simple to understand. Trust me. This is one of the best analogies I have ever seen. A server component is just like a printed menu at a restaurant. It's prepared on the server and sent to you completely ready to go. There's no interactivity. A client component, which you now have to specifically opt in to use, is like a touchscreen kiosk. It's interactive, it runs in your browser, and it responds to all your clicks and taps. So why is this whole server-first approach such a game changer? It's all about speed. Think about it. Most of a website is just displaying information, just like that menu. It doesn't need to be interactive. By making those parts server components, you send way less JavaScript, sometimes practically zero, to the user's browser. And the result? A significantly faster loading website. And the speed improvements aren't just for the users. Next.js 16 also supercharges the experience for developers with a new engine called Turbopack, and it is now the default. Just look at this chart. When a developer saves a file, they want to see their changes in the browser instantly. The old way was okay, but Turbopack is up to 10 times faster. This means developers can build and iterate at a speed that was honestly just unimaginable before. So we've got this incredible framework that's fast for users and fast for developers.
But how does an idea actually get from a developer's computer onto the live internet for everyone to see? Well, the modern workflow makes this surprisingly simple.
It really boils down to these 4 steps. You start your project with one command. You write your code, building out your pages. You save it to a service like GitHub. And then you connect it to Vercel, which automatically deploys your site and makes it live for the whole world to see. It's a completely seamless path from code to cloud.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground, from the absolute basics of the web all the way to the cutting-edge features of Next.js 16. So let's bring it all together with a quick summary of the most important takeaways.
This slide is basically your cheat sheet. Next.js 16 is the all-in-one framework that handles everything. The app router uses folders to create URLs. Super intuitive. Server components are the new default. They run on the server and they are fast. Turbopack makes development blazingly quick. And Vercel is the company that brings it all together with easy, often free hosting. If you can remember these 5 things, you've grasped the core of the modern web stack.
You know, in just a few minutes, we've gone from the simple building blocks of the web all the way to a modern, lightning-fast application. The tools to build incredible things are more powerful and more accessible than they have ever been. They are right at your fingertips. So the only question left is, what will you build?